What is up, YouTube? I am Cortland, and this is Ultimate Millennial. So, in my quest for meaning and purpose in life, I sought out a lot of information. And while many gurus, self-help wizards, and masters will tell you to pursue your dream and follow your passion and chase your bliss, there's not a lot of information out there on finding out what your dream or your passion or your bliss is. And so this video is a challenge for me to make, and I hope that I can be helpful in addressing a difficult and nebulous sort of idea, and that is your individual passion. Perhaps someday I shall discover or stumble upon a formula that will give a step-by-step guide. But for now, I'm going to offer some processes that aided me in my quest. So, without further ado, the premise behind all three of these exercises is that while you're doing these exercises, do not worry about how you're going to attain your purpose or your bliss once you've found it. Right now, you're just trying to find out what your purpose is, what your drive is, and what your dream that you're chasing is. So, number one is just to ask yourself. Ask yourself, what would I like to do? What would I do if money were no object? What would I do if I could do anything? And if you believe in a higher power, you can ask your higher power the same thing. What would you have me do? What am I here for? Why did you put me here? And when you ask these things, ask with a spirit of genuine curiosity. Like, ask as someone who wants to know, but not as someone who has failed to know in the past. Put the past behind you, forget about your doubts, don't worry about how any of this will come to be. Simply ask yourself regularly, 3-5 times a day, what is my dream? What am I passionate about? What do I want to do? Why am I here? What is my purpose? So that is number one. Number two is to daydream, and I recommend spending several minutes, maybe like half an hour a day if you can, on your drive to work or in the shower, like any chance you get to daydream about different things that interest you. So say you've always wanted to design an AI, so just sit where you are and picture having a conversation with this computer and see, or however you, with your cell phone, and see how your physiology, your body and your mind and your emotions react to that compared to picturing yourself being a doctor or a poet or a writer or any number of things. An astronaut, like picture being an astronaut, and see how your body reacts to that. How do your emotions react to that? And that will kind of guide you in the right direction, and you'll find correlations between these things. So say you consider being a scientist, you consider being a doctor, and you feel pretty good about being a scientist or a doctor, and they're both very math heavy, very, very learned skills, and but you feel more strongly about being a scientist than a doctor, and so you maybe pursue that for a little while. And then the third thing is to actually try these things. Try to do what you want to do. So with our doctor scientist example, obviously both of those things require years and years of study, but you can do thought experiments. You can read a book about anatomy, and if that book's not interesting to you, you're not gonna want to be a doctor. if anatomy doesn't interest you, then that's maybe not where your passion lies. But say you read a book about astronomy, like written by a peer-reviewed scientist, and you're fascinated. Wow, Betelgeuse, the star in Orion, is so big that it would fit inside, if we put it inside our sun, it would go all the way out to Jupiter. That's out of frame. Yeah, I'm a nut about astronomy stuff. It's fun. But, that, for example, will tell you, like, where your interest lies. So, study something, read something, and if it draws you in and captures you, then maybe it's something to pursue. So, this will be part 1 of X in this series. Probably go back to goal setting next week, but I felt inspired to throw this out here, and I could not refuse my muse. So there it is. Follow your passion, and when I have an epiphany about finding your passion or dreams, I will definitely share that on a Thursday. Every Thursday. So, see you next Thursday.